You're watching foil. It's a point weapon. The torso is the target. Everything bar the arms, legs, and head. The idea is to get the right of way. If you're being attacked, you've got to defend yourself using distance or the blade. The second semi-final of the women's foil of the 2019 World Championships is underway. Now, neither of these fencers are massively going to come out of the blocks like we saw in the previous semi-final. They are taking their time. They'll feel each other out. Of course, they know each other very well, having met 15 times.
Yeah, they're both a little more considered and thoughtful in how they set their hits up. Both have got a good range of attack and defensive options. So they're neither one particularly favours one approach over the other. So it's a real interesting balance to see who can impose their game on the other one.
Yeah, they're going to grind it out in the middle by the looks of things to start with. I think the key thing here is that one fencer is not going to want to let the other one get away too early in the match.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can throw your fight away if you get tactics wrong at the start. And you want to give yourself every time to see, as much time as possible to see what your opponent has. Even with two fencers like this who are very familiar with each other.
Just hanging out of distance, aren't they?
Yeah, both having a bit of a look. Either fully committing to the hit.
No, they're not, and they're both of them finishing their attacks just with a lunge. Just one more step, and you get close enough, certainly, to hit. But I'm surprised how close the distance is right at the beginning of the match. They're just outside lunging distance.
Yeah, it's very, very short. It's a kind of nerve-shredding distance to fence at.
It's a nerve-shredding one to commentate on. You don't know what's coming next. Do you think a closer distance favours either of them, or is it negating what the other one can do?
I think there's a bit of both. I mean, both fencers are confident in the technique. They can handle things when they're that close to their opponent. And I think it's almost a hitting a sort of pride about it. You don't want to be the one that says, I'm not comfortable here and I'm going to step back. And both do have and can build very nice long attacks. So if you keep the distance short, that does stop that from happening. Picks up the blade, Francisca, but it can't land the riposte. Andrea Cipressa, the head of the Italian foil program, in the box for Francisca. Yeah, that shows the kind of the risk that, well, either fencer runs. In this case, Francisca, lighten the distance open a little bit and give the opponent room to set things up on their attack.
Now that was a counter-attack from Francisca, so it's she doesn't have the right of way. If your opponent hits you, they're going to score the point, or in that case, get the off-target light. Foil, the only weapon where you get white lights. If you hit off-target and you have the right of way, the fight just starts from where that hit landed.
Nice attack from Deriglazova. Despite that short distance, finding room to move the point, make a compound attack.
There's Avyatov, the Russian coach, looking on, congratulating his charge for that, and that is a beautiful beat attack. So now they're both going into the middle, and one of them is coming out with something almost immediately. Early days here, but Deriglazova has got a hold at the start, just a two-hit lead.
It does feel that the fight's changed a little bit since the early stage when they were both happy to maintain that sort of super short distance. They're still not miles apart, but Deriglazova willing to mix up the footwork a little more, change the rhythm of things. Getting picked off there with the counter-attack from Di Francisca, but it looks like a slightly less nerve-shredding, but more rich and varied part of the fight now.
There's a little bit more creation from Di Francisca. You watch those. I mean, they've both got beautiful footwork.
Yeah, I mean, contrasting footwork, the sort of a rhythmic style of Italian footwork from Di Francisca, a little more fluency perhaps from Deriglazova, but both hugely effective in how they use their footwork to set the hits up.
And the variety in the footwork, you know, it's not just step forwards and step backwards and throwing a couple of lunges. They're dancing on the piste.
Yeah, you've got change of the size of step, change of the rhythm, moving them backwards and forwards, little half steps, back foot moving first, all the sort of variations you can throw together to set up an opportunity to hit and disrupt the opponent.
And that was set up beautifully. This time it was actually Di Francisca, who just stepped in, stopped. That was a lure to get Deriglazova to come in on the attack, and then a closing counter. They're level on points, and we are coming to the end of enthralling first period of the women's foil semi-final here at these World Championships. The fencers will back away and go to speak to their coaches. Okay, so Sean, can you see anything from that fight that suggests that one fencer has got a better idea what to do when they come back out?
No, I mean, the score totally reflects how the fight is.
Exactly.
Both fencers are battling to find a way to break their opponent, something that will give them their golden ticket to the final. And I think we're still in the early stages of that. It's only 4-all, the first period is finished, and both of them are still looking for the answer.
What on earth was Di Francisca drinking there? She chose to drink it, but she didn't like it, clearly. So you get some of these beautiful replays.
It did look like the most incredibly powerful espresso you've ever seen.
There you see the closing counter that leveled things up. Get a couple of angles of that. So it's not your right of way when you do that counter attack. But if you don't get hit, and there's only one light in the box, the referee can only give it one way. So here we go. It's the start of the second period of this enthralling women's foil semi-final. Ina Deriglazova of Russia is on the left. Elisa Di Francisca of Italy on the right. Well, Kelly Kohler going to have a look at the video of her own volition here. Ilda Mavlyatov takes the opportunity to have words with Deriglazova there. We get another little replay. So Di Francisca did beat the blade. She certainly did beat the blade, but did she start her attack early enough after the beat?
Yeah, Deriglazova clearly doesn't think so, but even watching it in the replay, that doesn't look like one that's going to change for me.
You may be right. Kelly Kohler there on the right, looking at the video with Florin Jorge. The Romanian is on video duties for this match. Oh, it has been changed. And Andrea Cipressa, the coach for Di Francisca, is furious. There he is. He is not happy about that at all. He goes back to the box. Every now and again, you're going to be unhappy as a coach for sure, but he doesn't usually show emotion this early in a fight. That's clear. No complaints from anyone there. Beautiful car para riposte.
Yeah, really sharp. Francisca going for the attack again, and again being parried by Deriglazova, missing with the riposte this time, and Francisca in with the renewal.
Yeah, a bit of body evasion there, leaning forwards. As long as you keep your head up, your chin up, then that's all right. So your first attack is no from the Russian, and all of a sudden, Francisca's back on level terms.
Yeah, obviously the overturned hit in the video review, something she wasn't hugely happy about. She made what seemed a sort of poorly judged decision to make an attack, and suddenly she was a couple of hits down, but she's got herself together again, and we're back to level, and still no clear on who's going to take the win. It is a properly tough one to call.
6 apiece, second period of this women's foil semi-final, and there is just no way to separate these two at the moment. One light on the box for the Russian. She sneaks back into the lead. Oh, and that's a miss from Francisca. That's a bit of a freebie. Ilda Mavlyotov getting excited, but I think that was a bit of a gift.
Yeah, it was. It's a bit of inefficiency from Francisca, and it's cost her with a hit.
And she's missed again. Fortunately for her, Deriglazova could only land it off target. Francisca having her weapon checked, and she's actually going to hand it in and surrender it to Kelly Koh, the referee. So the bag man comes out, and she will pull something else out of the bag. Of course, it will be another foil, but it's a different one.
It's not going to be a rabbit.
So she's just having a feel of it. Make sure it's the one that she wants. I think this is as much about a reset than it is about changing the weapon.
Maybe a little bit. I mean, but there was a couple of hits in a row there where one where I'm pretty certain she absolutely missed. The second one, yeah, a little bit more doubtful. And if you don't trust your weapon to work reliably, it's time to change.
Yeah, confidence is going to be damaged if you don't think the weapon's working. So yes, back underway though. Just coming forward, your arm up in the air like that is okay if you're out of distance. Jump into distance, Deriglazova is going to punish you.
Yeah, just getting a little too close and not in a position to finish your attack off.
Again, same thing. Francisca's picked the right distance for this hit.
Yeah, with that one, a big slightly clumsy step, which Deriglazova spots, and she dives in there again.
Yeah, Deriglazova seeing the moment that she can dive in when Francisca's just made an error of getting too close with the sword up in the air.
Yeah, I mean, with that one you saw that Deriglazova made the hit before Francisca's front foot had hit the ground. So that's brilliant timing, but also suggests that there's a problem with the Francisca step there, and makes it vulnerable.
I think the referee has awarded that hit to Elisa Francisca, and she started complaining.
Yeah, I think she misunderstood what was coming up there. I think she was expecting the worst, but not happy about it. And it turns out the referee was quite happy with that being a Francisca attack.
And Deriglazova unhappy about it and calls for a video replay. And Deriglazova in a debate with Kelly Koh.
Yeah, asking the question but not calling for a review. So I think looking for maybe a bit of clarification.
So just under 2 minutes left in this second period of the women's foil semi-final between Deriglazova of Russia and Francisca of Italy. The Italian having to find a way to get back into this fight. She picks up the blade this time, gets the attack, and now Deriglazova calls for a video. This is very, very similar to the one before, which she gave to Deriglazova on the review, but there is very little time between the beat and the hit this time from Di Francisca.
My first feeling actually on this one was that this will be overturned. First time round, I wasn't convinced. This one, yeah, my feeling is that Deriglazova's got the time even more spot on than she did first time round.
Okay, well, let's see. Is it going to be...
See, I don't want to get two in a row.
Is it going to be 11-7 or is it going to be 10-8? Because that is a big difference at this stage. They are having a good old look at it, the referees. Kelly Kohler comes back to the piste. And the decision is... an abstention.
Can't call it.
You've got to love the drama created here. Di Francisca unhappy, but trying to relax herself off before coming back to fencing and fighting. 10-7 down, the Italian. The last time these two met was in Dusseldorf at the European Championships, where Elisa Di Francisca won 15-8. In fact, the record between these two, they've fenced 15 times, and Di Francisca has a 10-5 head-to-head record against her.
Yeah, it seems quite one-sided at 10-5, but the first 5 of those all went Di Francisca's way. So the last 10, they're level pegging, including one each this season.
Fencing stato, Sean Walton in the box with me. Those two decisions on video turned over seem to have fired Di Francisca up, and she is screaming up to the crowd. I'll tell you why she's turning that way and screaming. She's got this man in a box. What a great guy to have, Andrea Cipressa, but it's Giovanna Trellini up in the stands on the far side of the piece that she's screaming towards. Trellini, one of the most decorated fencers of all time, a superstar in Italy as well, now coaching in the program.
Yeah, I mean, she has an individual record as an athlete that's very similar to Di Francisca's, in fact. Hugely impressive, and the work that she does in the Italian Federation now, hugely influential. Continuing that sort of legacy of amazing women's foilists in Italy.
Mm. And there's such a rich history in the Italian fencing, and that's an attack from the Russian, though, that a lot of their ex-fencers, their ex-top fencers, do end up in the program coaching.
Yeah, it's you'll see a lot of familiar faces. Andrea Cipressa was a superstar of the
yes.
Italian team when I was a young fencer.
Tarantino now involved in the coaching of the Sabre program at junior level in Italy. Also a superstar himself. Well, this is not done yet. 15 seconds left in this period, and that attack doesn't actually make it through, I don't think, in the first case, but whatever, a single light on the box. Will Di Francisca go for another one, do you think, in the last 14 seconds here?
It's not impossible, but I would think get it down to a couple of hits.
No, she says, that's not enough, I need more. Counter riposte off target, though. That is a beauty. She set that one up. It felt like she was pulling Deriglazova in on a piece of string there.
Yeah, it was a piece of mind control. It's yeah, beautifully set up from Di Francisca. Do we have time for another?
Oh, come on. It's got to finish 12-12 in this period. It's not going to. It's 12-11 to Deriglazova. The Russian still leading, but Di Francisca has had one heck of a fight back. Sean, this is incredible, right?
Oh, it's a, a fantastic fight. I mean, certainly now with Pauline Ronvier waiting for them in the final,
yeah,
this feels a little like a final before a final.
Yeah, it's incredible stuff. We saw this young athlete here taking a bit of a dominant stance in that second period, only for Di Francisca to get riled by a couple of video calls that went against her and got herself right back in this, as much with anger than with skill.
Yeah, I mean, anger's not usually seen as a useful feature in sport, but if you can channel it right, as Di Francisca has done here, then if that's what works for you, then use it.
Well, that was the reaction from Di Francisca for the call going against her, the second call going against her. We're going into the final period, the final 3 minutes here in the Women's Foil World Championship semi-final between Elisa Di Francisca here and down at the other end of the piece, Ina Deriglazova. The returning Di Francisca has won 2 events this season. Deriglazova's had the season of her career with 6 out of 8 ranking tournament wins. Nothing between them. It's time to decide who is going to the gold medal match here in Budapest. Another call that has created problems with the blood pressure in the Italian camp. A video call immediately from Elisa Di Francisca. Your thoughts, Sean?
My feeling was it was Di Francisca's attack, and it certainly was a very emotive video review request.
This could be a very, very big call. It's not going to be a hit for Deriglazova, that's for sure, but it's whether it's being given for Di Francisca, and will she level up in a topsy-turvy battle between the Russian and Italian. Just when Deriglazova, twice in the fight, Deriglazova's got up into the lead. Twice, Di Francisca's fought back. A big review here.
Yeah, they're having a really good look. There is a lot riding on this one. You do feel that Di Francisca can draw level with this video review. Well,
I can tell you what, just to add to it, now we get a picture of the faces. Florin Jorge there on the left and Kelly Kohler on the right. The guy with the headphones on, Tobias Müller, he is the gentleman at Tissot that is in charge of the video replay system. That's the laptop in front of them. And actually what happened was the first replay laptop broke down. Fortunately, they had a bit of contingency in the system and they got a second one up and running. We get a replay there, a little bit inconclusive from so close, but Kelly Kohler is back up to give her decision. Which way is this one going to go? It's given to Elisa Di Francisca. We are level at 12 apiece. Sean?
It's a good call.
You got it right. The coaches look on. Oh, it's another parry riposte from Elisa Di Francisca. She's just gone into the lead for the first time since the very first period.
Yeah, there's no point being ahead until the finish. And she may have timed her run perfectly here.
And now it's Deriglazova's turn to hand in her weapon. Now, if you didn't think the first time that their weapon was exchanged by Di Francisca was resetting, what about this one, Sean?
This one has more of a feel of give myself a few seconds here just to clear my head after a video review that's gone against me and then being picked off with a tremendous counter parry riposte.
So Di Francisca's just taken the lead for the first time since the very beginning of the fight. She's had to fight back twice from behind, but she's now 2 away from making the gold medal match here at the Women's Foil Fencing World Championships. Parry riposte fails, things get wrapped up, and I think now there is going to be an appeal, and it's Cipressa out of his box again, trying to appeal to the assistant referee on the sidelines, who happens to be Vilamada, for the ducking of the head. And I think that video replay shows that the correct decision was made. She kept her chin up, Deriglazova, and we're all level again.
Yeah, you get the feeling there's still a lot of action to come in this fight.
Oh, and Deriglazova's got back into the lead. She held her nerve in close distance, and now she's one away from making the gold medal. Who is going to go up against Pauline Ranvier for this year's World Championship title? Di Francisca going in, closing distance. The referee calls halt, body to body. I cannot see. She's given this to Ina Deriglazova. Of course, there will be a video appeal. Sean, your thoughts?
It looks right to me. It looks right to me. Deriglazova made the start. I think Di Francisca was still just a little late, a little reactive. It's a very quick look at the video review. And the hit stands, Deriglazova takes the win. What a fight.
Brilliant stuff there. What a fight indeed. Deriglazova takes it 15-13 and makes it through to the gold medal match. There is confirmation of our winner, who gets a hug from Ildar Madlyatov. He will be a happy coach. Deriglazova will go on to fence Pauline Ranvier for the 2019 Women's Foil World Championship title. It was a spirited fight back by the Italian on 2 occasions, but in the end, Deriglazova was just wily enough to snatch the last couple of hits, and there is confirmation of the score. A 15-13 win for Ina Deriglazova means that she will go for gold later on here in Budapest. Well, that is really, really something special, Sean.
Yeah, 2 very, very cool hits to finish with.
And I think
staying calm, getting the remise in at close quarters, and then picking that moment to finish the attack.
And I think you said it, that it was like a final before a final. That was worthy of a gold medal match.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's worthy of a final anywhere, in any age, on any stage.
Fabulous. I tell you what, if you're going to bring me this kind of fencing to talk about, you're welcome back to the commentary box anytime you like.
I can't guarantee it, but I would love to believe so.
Well, there it is. Ina Deriglazova in a beautiful match, one that will be watched again and again, goes through against Elisa.